Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Martha May Books. Today I have for you all of my owned read books. Not books that I own that I have read, but as in like, they are read. I'm completely stealing this idea from Lena Norms and Lauren and the Books, who I will link down below, and if Lena Norms has stolen this idea of anyone else, I will also link them, but I don't think that she did, but I don't know. The reason that I'm doing it by colour is because I did have the idea to tell you all of my owned unread books, which is also a fun idea, but I own quite a lot of books that I've not read, like a lot, and that's too much footage for me to deal with. So I thought I would bring you some books by colour. I hope that's okay with you. Right, let's start. I'm just going to do it in the order that I've got them piled up here. They aren't the order that I've got them on my shelves. I'm sorry if that's confusing for you. So the first book that I've got that's red, well, it's sort of brown, but I've picked up now, is Forest Mage by Robin Hobb, which is book 2 of the Soldier Son trilogy. I've heard that this trilogy is not very good. If you've read it, please let me know what you thought of it in comparison to The Realm of the Elderlings. As you can see, I have almost all of the Realm of the Elderlings books, and I also have all of the Soldier Son trilogy, but I've seen that it's not very good. I want to read the Realm of the Elderlings before I even start this trilogy, so I've got time. Then I have got The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I have read this. It's about a diabolic who's like a genetically engineered, what do they call them? Like bodyguard? It's fun. Then I've got The Hollow Crown. I have read this. This is by Dan Jones, and it is a non-fiction history account thing of the Wars of the Roses and the rise of the Tudors. It's really good. It's almost written like a novel, but don't like read it going into it thinking it's a novel. Go into it reading, go into it thinking it's going to be a boring historical book, and then you will be surprised. Next, I have got The 13 Treasures by Michelle Harrison. Michelle Harrison is the author of, what do they call it? A sprinkle of magic, a pinch of magic, a sprinkle of sorcery. Those books that are really popular on BookTube at the moment. Before that, she wrote these. So it's a trilogy about a girl, and there's fairies, but they're evil fairies. It's a good time. Then I've got, and I'm doing it purely by spine, this is clearly a red spine, but it is a blue cover. This is, and also, can I show you this naked? Look at that. Glorious. This is a historical fiction set in London where a man sells his boat for a mermaid. I've met Imogen Hermes Gower, who's the author of this, and it was delightful. Then I have, again, another slightly brown book. This is The Family from One End Street by Eve Garnett. I have sort of read this. It's a children's book, so I don't know if that counts. So then I have got The Crimson Petal and the White by Michelle Faber. Again, red spine, black cover, blue cover. I bought this in a charity shop. It is surprisingly heavy, and it's about Victorian London. That's all I know. I've not read that one. Then I've got Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is a World Book Night 2012 edition. Rebecca, it's about a woman who's she's not as good as the first wife. I've read it. I studied it. Go me. Then I've got The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. Dumas? I've not read it. Next I have got Outlaw by Angus Donald, which is about, it says meet the godfather of Sherwood Forest, and it's like evil Robin Hood. I've also got another evil Robin Hood book. I keep wanting to say Robin Hobb. It is about evil Robin Hood. That's all I know. I sort of read it. I read it when I was too young, so I'm gonna say I've not read it because I did not. It was too much for my child brain. This is The Fortunes by Peter Hode Davis. I got this in a Goodreads giveaway, which proves to you how long I've owned this without reading it. I really want to read it though, and also it matches my nail polish. Then I've got The Girls by Emma Cline. It is another naked book. The reason it's naked is because it did have a cover, and I lost it. I've not read this, but I know it's about cults. Then I've got The Wolf in the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky. This is about Inuit and Norse mythology. I have read it. I think I gave it 4 stars. Then I've got Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake, another red spine one. I love this series. I really didn't expect to love this series. I got it because, first of all, I loved all of the hype, all of the because there were like this follows three sisters and they have to kill each other to get the throne, and they like fight to the death, and there were three different covers. There was one with roses, one with snakes, and one with fire, of course. And I loved it. Unexpectedly, I loved it because it was a YA fantasy, and I had read in that time quite a lot of adult fantasy, and I was being rude because I shouldn't have assumed that a YA fantasy would be worse than an adult fantasy. That was rude of me, but it was great. Okay, next I've got An Arc of Bunny by Mona Awad. I read this because Lala liked it. I liked it too. I think I gave it 5 stars? No, I didn't. That's such a lie. I gave it 4 stars. And it's about a cult in a college, and I liked it. I don't normally like weird books, but I liked that weird book. Then I have The Power by Naomi Alderman. This is about a world where women grow like electricity in their body and start electrocuting people. I read it. I think I gave it 4 stars. Next I have The Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean M. Auel. I have owned this book for so long and I have read it, don't you worry, but I read it when I was maybe 12, which is quite young to read this series if you know the kind of content that it's got. It is set in Neolithic? I can tell you. But it's about a woman who grew up with Neanderthals, and it's set in the past. There we are. Next I have A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is the Puffin in Bloom edition. I have the whole Puffin in Bloom set. I have not read this yet. It's the only one in the set that I have not read. Then I've got 20 Years After by Alexandre Dumas. I've got quite a lot of these like old editions because they were, oh look at that, what an absolute state. They were my grandparents' books and now I've got them. I've been watching a lot of What We Do in the Shadows, so I'm sorry if I started talking like Matt Berry, but I just love What We Do in the Shadows and I love the way all of the vampires talk. So yeah, watch it. Next I've got Sarah Waters' The Little Stranger. Wait, I have read this. I thought I hadn't, but this is the only Sarah Waters that I have read. I liked it. I own, I think, 2 of her other ones. I own The Paying Guests and The Night Watch, and I haven't really been able to get into those ones, but I read this one. I probably gave it like 3 or 4 stars. Then I've got This Is Shakespeare by Emma Smith, a lovely bright red book. This is all about, it's like sort of her essays on each Shakespeare play. I've not read it. I'm too stupid. Then I've got the entire Darker Shades of Magic series. I could have saved this one for like white books video, but it's basically a red book. I love this series as well. I read them all from the library though, so I haven't actually ever read these editions. I just bought them after I had read the whole series because I knew that I would really like it. So maybe I'll do a reread one day. Then I have a proof copy of Wakenhurst by Michelle Paver, another red spine one. This is a signed copy from Michelle Paver, my favourite author, if you didn't know. I rated it 5 stars. I loved it. Then I've got another one that's like, Are You Brown or Red? Which is A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. All Roads Lead to War. I think it's a high fantasy. That's all I know about it. I bought it for £1.50 from a charity shop. Then I've got The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells. I have read this. It was spooky. Then I've got a couple of childhood books. I have Eva Ibbotson. Yeah? The Star of Kazan, which I don't think I ever read, but maybe I did read it. It's hard to know. I'm going to put it in red. And then I've got Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. Wow, look how shiny they are. Yeah, I liked this too, probably. Wow, that was loud. And then the last red book that I have to finish off the video for you. I feel like I've whipped through these. So, yeah, sorry if you didn't get a very concise, I mean, no, you got very concise. Sorry if you didn't get a very detailed look into all of the books. I apologise. But this is Wuthering Heights. It's another one of those where it doesn't have a cover. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I studied this at school and it was weird. Okay, so out of, let's count the books. I'm really good at counting. I'm not. 30. Wow, that worked out really well. I've got 30 red books. So out of 30 red books, I have not read 11, which means I have read an amount of them. I'm gonna do for 19, as I suspected, 19. So out of 30 read books, I have not read 11 and I have read 19, which I think is quite good going. But like, who's the judge of that? Me, I guess. That was all of my read books video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it brought joy to your heart and that it enlightened you in some way, that it was life-changing perhaps. Have you guys seen that on YouTube where sometimes like it will say rate the video that you watched and you can rate it like funny, good or whatever, and then one of the options is life-changing? I always go for that one. Have you read any of these books? Tell me which of the ones that I've not read, if you've read them, that I should read, or any of them that I should get rid of. I'm also welcome to that. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!